Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It's Wednesday, November the 16th. I'm Andrew Gagan. In a volatile session, global stocks initially rallied on more signs of an easing in inflation in the US. However, on Wall Street, some of those gains were later cut in the session on reports that Russian missiles had struck Poland, killing 2 civilians. Shares of Walmart jumped more than around 7% after the world's largest retailer lifted its annual sales and profit forecasts as demand remains solid despite higher prices. The company also announcing a new $20 billion share buyback plan. The result boosted stocks of other major retailers, including Costco and Target, which will report tomorrow. And Home Depot left its annual forecast unchanged, with its results beating expectations, pushing its shares higher. Those results boosting the consumer and discretionary staple sectors. The Nasdaq rose on the back of mega-cap tech and growth stocks, which benefited from falling bond yields. Apple, Microsoft and Alphabet all higher. And US-listed shares of Chinese companies, including JD.com and Alibaba, surging after President Biden and Chinese leader Xi Jinping met at the G20 summit, having pledged to increase their dialogue. And US-listed shares of Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing jumped after Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway bought more than $4 billion worth of shares in the company. Well, US producer prices increased less than expected in October, in a further sign that inflation is beginning to ease. The producer price index rising 0.2%, taking the annual pace to 8%, which was the smallest year-on-year increase since July last year. The price of goods increased 0.6% in October, led by petrol prices, which jumped more than 5.5%, while services fell for the first time in nearly 2 years. Excluding food and energy, core inflation fell 0.1%, the first decrease since May 2020. And a sign of easing prices raises the prospect that monetary policy tightening could slow. This saw the benchmark 10-year Treasury yield fall to a 6-week low, and the 2-year falling to around 4.3%. The US dollar weakened against all major currencies. The Aussie dollar did increase more than 1%, currently at 67.6 US cents. Well, ASX futures point to a negative opening for the local share market, off close to 0.1%. Oil prices, they rose on better than expected producer price data, which is seen as positive for oil demand. Brent crude up around 1%. Iron ore futures rose slightly, and base metal prices were mixed, with copper falling more than 2%. And spot gold has extended its gains. Bitcoin rose around 2% initially, taking it back above 17,000, has since fallen back a little, finding some stability in the wake of the collapse of the exchange FTX. Well, stocks in focus today will include those companies with exposure to China. This as a meeting between Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and Chinese President Xi Jinping at the G20 summit in Bali is being seen as a thawing of relations between the two trading partners. And on the data docket locally, we get the wage price index. That is your day ahead. We'll see you again tomorrow.